Swedish Fish Ghost is a top 3 energy drink. Reincarnated, I was stargazing. Life goes on, I need all my baby cla cla. You guys ever go to work and think, oh, today's gonna be a good day, and you somehow manage to make it through the whole day no matter how many hours you work, just for something to go wrong at the last minute? Majority of people have, and if you haven't, your day's coming. For legal reasons, because I signed an NDA, I'm not allowed to say where I work, but that information will come out sooner or later. I think all that I'm allowed to say is that I work in a factory, and even at that, I'm like pushing the limits. They don't want anyone talking about it online at all, so if I get fired because of this, yeah. But I just finished up my normal day of work. I think it was like 8 o'clock at night, something like that. It was 15 hours into my shift. I just got done cleaning up. I was ready to go. Me and 2 other people had to stay behind to clean up, and so we were the last ones there besides the QC supervisor. Sanitation and their manager was there as well, but they were in a completely different side of the building. But anyway, me and my co-workers, we drop into the QC lab. I think we needed to return a couple towels or something like that. So we returned the towels along with a couple bottles of cleaner. And the QC supervisor has a box of retains on the table. And it was normal for her to stay after and make sure that everything from the day, all the retains, all the samples, they were all good. It was very normal for her to be staying as late as she was. I guess with this particular box, there was something wrong with it, whether that was some discoloration or bad sealing, just something in this box was wrong. And she looks panicked, she looks confused, and she just overall looks flustered. So we ask her, we're like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Why are you looking all anxious? I don't remember what she said, but it was something about there being spots on the product inside of the bags. We thought she was messing with us because even till this day, it's something that we do. Whether that's saying the product's bad or there's no code on this bag or, the boxes are messed up. That's how we joked with each other, and that's how we still joke with each other, making each other panic a little bit, scaring each other, like nothing too serious. All just lighthearted fun. But we check the bags and we see, oh, these actually have something wrong with them. Like, you ever stabbed your eraser in elementary school or in middle school or high school with a mechanical pencil or just with a pencil in general, and you have like those black spots on the eraser? That's what it looked like, but on the product. After looking at the bags, I should have just been like, dang, that's crazy, and gone home for the night. But if I did that, I wouldn't be here telling the story now, would I? So we ask, we're like, well, what are you gonna do? And she tells us now she has to go look for this pallet because if all the product on this pallet is bad, that means we have to get rid of it because now it's considered bad product. And she's not forklift certified, and these pallets, they go on these shelves. So big shelves, big pallets, the forklifts pick them up, slide them into place on these shelves. And we don't know what their lot number is, but apparently she did. She tells us to follow her, so we all head inside of the cold storage. And we walk in there and we just hope that it's one of the pallets that's on the ground. And surprise, surprise, it wasn't a pallet that was on the ground. Luckily, at this time of the year, production was slowing down, so there wasn't too many pallets on the shelves, but the shelves still were decently full. So check the bottom layer, no luck. Check the middle layer, no luck. All that was left was the top layer. And none of us could see the lot number from the floor. So we pull out our phones and we zoom in all the way trying to see if we can find it. And one of my coworkers finds it. He reads back the number. She confirms. She's like, yep, that's it. So we're like, yay, all we got to do is get this pallet down. My other coworker tells me to go grab a forklift, and I'm like, all right, bet, I'll be right back. So I go get a forklift and come back to the cold storage. I asked which pallet it was. They pointed it out. So I raise my forks all the way to the top, and I slide them as far in as I can go. I say I got it. I pull my forks up, and right when I lift up the pallet, the wood on the bottom of the pallet breaks. And it didn't just break, it broke and got caught on the pallet that was behind it too. So I immediately stopped lifting it up. I'm looking at it, I'm looking at my coworkers, I'm like, what just happened? At the time that this happened, I'm still relatively new to the company. I've only been working there for about 4 months or so. And so as I'm staring at this pallet, I'm seeing my job just disappear. I'm thinking, I'm done. I'm getting fired 100%. And I'm asking, I'm like, what do I do? Do I try to put it back down? Do I pull it off? I'm in this situation and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm able to pull this down without it falling all over the place. So we're brainstorming for like 20 minutes, how do we get this down? How do we avoid getting fired essentially? And after talking it through and brainstorming, we realize, yeah, there's no way that this isn't going to be messy. So I tell my coworkers, go get brooms, go get a couple trash cans, like this is going to come down and this is going to crash all over the place. So they leave and I kind of just accept my fate like, yep, this is it, I'm fired. So they come back and I tell them to move out of the way. They move, I look at them, they just kind of look at me, I close my eyes and I just pull my forks back. And boom, everything came crashing down. That whole pallet full of product, everything on the floor just splattered and scattered. We start cleaning the mess up and one of my coworkers goes and tells the QC supervisor what happens, and now she's out there with us. She was so mad. I don't think I've seen someone get so mad but so worried at the same time so quickly. She ends up calling her manager and asking what we need to do since the incident that just took place. She had to end up writing a whole incident report. All three of us got scolded. Surprisingly, none of us got written up. And after we were done with the incident reports, I was just curious on how big my mess up was. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, so that whole pallet, how much does it cost? And I'm thinking, maybe $4,000, $5,000 max. And I was way off. She tells me that pallet sells for $10,000. And I'm just in complete and utter disbelief. Like, how? How can that much money fit onto one pallet of product? And she was very honest. She told me, don't be surprised if you get written up or worse, fired. So I knew what to expect, and it was just a waiting game. So I leave work that night, I open up Indeed, I start looking at jobs. Expecting to get fired, I'm like, okay, I might as well get a jump on it. I go into work the next day expecting to get called into HR, and the day goes by and I hear nothing. And I'm like, they must have just been busy today. Then I go to work the next day and nothing gets said. I'm like, strange, but am I really about to get through the rest of this week without getting told anything? No disciplinary action, nothing? And that's exactly what happened. I went to work Friday, nothing was said to me. I was like, oh my God, I made it to the weekend, and nothing has been brought up since. And I'm still there to this day. I don't know how. I've cost that company so much money because of my mess ups. Just for like a little fun fact, I dropped $7,000 worth of chemicals on the floor the day of our first audit. So when it comes to wasting company money, I like to think I'm pretty damn good at it. But that's all I got for right now. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through, I appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and leave a dislike. If you want more, I got another video you can go ahead and click on. I'll leave it right here in the top right. I hope you have a good Christmas, a good holiday season, spending time with loved ones and friends. I'm going to try to get one more video out before the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I got for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.